Hi guys, welcome back to another video of Develop Me Dev. In this video, this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you and building the application and putting it on Play Store with the tutorial video in it so that you can see how it works and actually watch the video from the app itself. So I'm building basically a Develop Me Dev tutorial app that I can put on Play Store for you guys, and you guys can check it out. And then in each section of the pages, as we develop more and more tutorials, I'm gonna add the video to that particular feature, sort of like a dynamic or something like that there. So like I'll show you what I mean. But welcome back, and like and subscribe if you like this. So the first thing we want to do is, in any application, you're going to ask for permissions for whatever we're going to use. So for this particular application here, which I have set up, right, so I'm just going to close this one. I'm going to leave it to save state there. And I've created a develop me dev application. So what you could do is you could just say close application here, right, and you could just do a create new, and you go to mobile. Okay, cool. Xamarin Forms. Next, and you can name it maybe whatever you want to name it. Call it whatever you want to call it. And then when you go create, then you can get this page that we have over here, which I've already created. I've only selected Android here, of course, because I can only show you guys Android. I don't have a testing device for iOS right now to show you guys that there. But basically, I'm just gonna start from the scratch. So all I did was I just created a Xamarin Form application, and that's it. I didn't do anything else. So what number one thing you want to do with asking permissions for a particular Xamarin Form application is you want to go into your um, Android manifest, and you want to say, oh, okay, I want specific permissions. So I just loaded a ton of permissions in here, but for this scenario, let's just say I want these particular, this thing, camera, I want battery stats, find location. I just added a ton of all things that I normally use, but you don't have to use all of these. Access to gallery and all of these things here. I'll show you how to basically round this stuff up, and even Wi-Fi state and everything. I can get any like network state and everything from the device. So the first step you gotta do is what I've built in. I'm gonna also provide this as a GitHub project so that you guys can actually see what's happening here. So let's just remove this one because we're not going to be receiving any push notifications. Android get accounts, I don't think we need that. Just going to remove that one. Extra commands, okay, that's fine. Access extra commands. So we got location, which is one of the permissions you're going to want to ask. We got camera, and I'll show you how we will need to ask that permission. And obviously, if you don't ask these permissions here, you won't be given access into this thing. The rest of them, we'll work on them later. But then, what I want to also do in each tutorial, I want to just show you how we can see if they on or off. And so for this tutorial, it's just basically asking and how we're going to set asking permissions. So in my Android application, also in my iOS application, if you do have an iOS application, you could basically just do this. You go to manage NuGets and you install a package called, oh my god, so you can install a package called plugin dot permissions. Right, as you can see, I've already installed it. There's a 6th version of it. I've installed it. It's by James Montemagno. Forgive my pronunciation. Yeah, so basically, if you open up your this here, and it will tell you how to use it and basically how to see what permissions you want and granted and stated and also how to use it. But I'm going to show you right now how to use it. I got my own way of using it. So basically I'm using that permissions and I'm only installing it here. So that's where I've already installed that one particular thing. Then in my main activity, originally in my main activity I had if I had to create a main activity, I'll just have this particular set here. Now originally it would not have this, so this comes from plugin permissions. So if you had to install it completely, you wouldn't have this. So I'm just going to comment to say that that one, you can see it comes from plugin positions. So that's a line you're going to add. But obviously if this doesn't exist, then cool, we can just add that particular one there after the Xamarin Essentials on request asks for it. We just add that line, which is the permissions implementation current on request permissions and blah blah blah. It's there. So cool, we've done that now. So then we got in the main activity, we've added that one line that we need to add there. I'm also going to provide the code for you guys so you can see this yourself. And also in the manifest, you got to add what permissions you want, because obviously if you're asking for more permission, and the manifest basically builds a list of permissions that the application is allowed to access, and this will also be for iOS as well. They'll have a place with manifest, or I think it's called something else, but we'll see in another tutorial. Maybe I might do a iOS video for you guys. But for now, to keep it simple, just for you to see. And then what you want to do is on the app start, you want to basically, so I went there, remember I went to app XAML and I went to app XAML CS, and in app XAML CS there was nothing here, so I'm just going to comment what wasn't here and what I added in here. Cool. So what I added in here, I'm commenting out now, right? And this is what was here. So there's on resume, on sleep, and on start. So I want, as soon as my application starts, I want it to go and check if my application has those permissions to continue with what I need to do in the application. It could be for several reasons, but at first when I start the app, I want to ask for permissions to appear on screen so that they can accept or deny permissions based on what they want. So what I've done is, since I have now created like a base template here, which is a task. So when you originally created, this is a threading task obviously, and permission status comes from essential, and I've created a method called tPermissions. So whatever permissions that goes in there, it checks if it's granted and requests if it isn't granted, requests for it. So every time you open an application, say okay, I need this permission. If you're using this application, I need this permission to be on. Sort of like if you haven't given access to location of camera, and then suddenly you want to use the camera to take a picture in your app, and obviously you haven't given permission. So what will technically occur is you want that to be set in the beginning and not when they're taking the picture itself, which you can also do, but I prefer it to happen all at once, so you give access to everything. So if it's not granted, just actually do that. So that's where I've created that task to just say okay, return status, and that's just a permission status. Permission status will just give me true or false. So if I can go in it, denied, granted, restricted, denied, unknown. It'll just give me all of these here. And then when I get it, and then what I want to do is I want to have a ask for permission method. And in this ask for permission method, I will call the check and request permission. So then basically if I have this here, I can add this anywhere and I can say, okay, check for this particular permission, right? And I can say ask for this particular permission, and it'll go and say check this particular permission and see if it's granted. If it's not granted, ask for that request for it. So that's basically what I've done here, as you can see. Then the other thing what I've done is I've have a whole set of permissions that I want to ask for. And here is the whole set of permissions. Let's just untake off all of that. So I want location always, camera, media, storage read, storage write. And you'll notice that this all comes from Xamarin Essentials, and I can just pass this in. This will go here into the permission state as a base permission, and base permission is obviously that, which comes from Xamarin Essentials, which is obviously part of your application when you build it in your new Visual Studio 2019. And I've created a method for where I'm going to ask an async method. Now we know that if we create a async method on start, it would cause problems in the application, especially in iOS, and sometimes on some Android devices. So what I have done is I've said, okay, cool, I've done this. I said check if the runtime device, when it's building this application, check if it's iOS. Then I want you to not await the permissions, but then ask them, and then when it's completed, it'll ask the next one. So I didn't add an await, but what you could do here is you can say get awaiter, right? That, and then get result. Right, but it's not necessary to do that there. You could just do that there and just leave that at that point there. So if it's iOS, it'll go into this part, and if it's Xamarin, I want you to run a main thread. See? I want you to run a main thread because main thread will not work nicely on start on iOS. So if it's an Android, it'll run on a main thread, begin invoke main thread, and have an async, and then ask for the permissions and all of these permissions here. So I'm going to show you how this actually works out now, right? So I'm going to run this application and show you guys. So we wait for it to build. Like, my PC is usually fast on this call, so I'm just hoping that it actually goes fast and builds. If you really want to see how the output is, yeah, there we go. We got the output. We're seeing all the assemblies being built, pushed in. Right, cool. Now, since I've already run this application before, I'm just going to say, cool, kill this. This is another application I'm working on, so I'm just going to kill that. I'm going to open this up here and see all of my applications. And where is the one that I'm looking for? Develop Me Dev Tutorials. I want to say uninstall that one there. Cool. I want to uninstall the Android one. Right, cool. Now I also want to make this a little bit more cleaner. So I'm basically going to go here into this here in the manifest and give it an application name. I don't want it to have that particular application name there. So I'm going to give it like Develop Me Dev Tutorials. Application name, Develop Me Dev Tutorials. That should be cool. If you want to make it 11, my target is 11 and minimum is 5. That should be fine for now. Because the new Visual Studio updates, you need to update your entire. If you want to do this, you need to update your entire Visual Studio. So I'm using the community version of Visual Studio, which was it's preferably it's cool. So what you want to do here is say prefer internal and not internal only. So prefer internal is cool. We want to make this a version of 1.1 and version 1. Cool, that's all done. App icon. If you have an app icon, you can just add an app icon in there. I'm just going to say save. Let's go there. And I'm going to say cool, build. Remember, all I change is this part over here. Okay? And I want to go to git changes. I want to say okay, create a grid repository and develop me dev. I just want to put this in a repository right now and make it not a private repository. So develop me dev tutorials. I'll say tutorials on develop me dev and create and push. So this will push it up to my GitHub this thing. So I'll go to GitHub. So as you can see, I have my own GitHub listings. Some are private here, what you're seeing here, but that's fine. So I'm going to show you guys how it's going to appear right here. So let's just do the main one. And I want to go my repositories. So then cool. That's fine. And let's see. That came there. Let's just sync up all of this here. So it's on the master version. That's fine. Incoming, outgoing, cool. It's already up. So everything is locked in. I just want to check if my new application actually came up there. So GitHub tutorials, develop me dev, GitHub tutorials. Let me see if I can find this. Let's just refresh this. Show more. GitHub tutorials, develop me dev tutorials. Looks like it isn't popping up. I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna go your repositories. Develop me dev tutorials. Yes, it's public now. So basically, in the video, I'm gonna give it to you. So everything that I've done is here now. So you can see I've already added everything in here. It's already up there. But I am gonna also add this link into the code. So I'm just gonna copy that and add it in there. So I'm just gonna say cool, paste that there, so that when I do it for the video later, yeah. But James Montemagno. It sounds like a Harry Potter word, but it's fine. But yeah. So I've got that here, and cool. Yeah, it's all cool and everything. It's done. I want to run my application now to show you guys why, if I had to just call this, and what would happen, right? So I'm just gonna just do this first and see. Let's just close this. Let's not do that for now. Let's just run this and see if it works as we want it to work. So on the initial start of the application, we'll have this pop up. Here we go. Oh wow, look. It says allow develop me dev to access this device location. Allow. Allow develop me dev to take pictures and record video. Allow. Allow develop me dev to access photos, media, and files on your device. Allow. So certain things won't be asked because they already pre-built to be accessible. But some things you need to ask, like system functions, you need to be asking for in there. Now, if I had to change this, so I'm going to stop this application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this application from running, and I'm going to go to my application right here. I'm going to say, okay, cool, I'm going to uninstall you. See, I changed the name, it changed, cool. Uninstalling that there, and I'm just going to go like that. And I'm going to show you why I did it with the main thread and like that. So I'm going to go, if I just had to put this here, let's see what happens when I do this. So we go to output, we see with power device, it's building. Watch. Cool, cool, it ran successfully, right? Now, this is not always the case that happens when it runs like this here. So sometimes what will happen is it does not actually, on different versions, it does not actually do this here. But because of the main thread, it doesn't affect anything else. You can do it this way here, but normally what would happen is you see that how it popped up with each one after the other. That's because I'm awaiting here. But this is because I'm running it on, let's just stop this application. I'm running it on a NuGet 7.0, and NuGet 7.0, let's just run it on a 9. Alright, and see what we get. Close this. Let's just see if this compatible version is here. Doesn't look like it wants to run that there. So to cancel that build, I'm just gonna go cancel. But preferably we don't want to do this here and we'll wait stuff. We just want to do it here because if we have other tasks that are running in the background, we want to have this in here. This is like a base standard I'd like to do. So I'm just gonna close that there. If you want to use that, that's fine with you. You can use that there. But this particular thing won't work on iOS. That is why I have this if statement here to check. Because obviously I can't have async in the override here. It will break the entire application completely. Like if I do async here like this, right, it's gonna break the application completely. You may not think of it now, but when it's building to the store, it's gonna break the application. On dev, it's not gonna really break the application, but when it's building to the store, it will break the application. So let me just commit whatever changes I've made in here. I'm just gonna say updated develop me dev permissions on start first step. Right, and then on the next video, guys, I'm gonna add this. I'm gonna show you how, once I upload this video, I'm gonna show you that. Okay, let's push this up. So you committed. Let's push this up. I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna add and check, given the fact that. So let me run this and show you guys what I mean. Alright, so I'm gonna have this as a link here in this thing, application itself. So when you open the application, you can actually watch the video of what the functionality is. So what I want to do here is I want to have at the top of here, see where this is about, this is all going to change. I'm going to have this at the top of here saying develop me dev tutorials, and in here I'm gonna have the actual video and how to start it. You'll notice that because it already granted, it didn't ask me again. That's cool. And I don't have anything else on. Location is on here. But if I put location off, I'm going to show you how to check if location is off and stuff like that there. But that's fine. For now, I'm going to have a video here, which is this exact video that I'm going to have here, and show you like, okay, this, and in each page of what I'm doing differently, I'm going to have that there. But that's basically how you ask for permissions. And cool, I would like to close this one, and I'm going to send this up to as well to so you have the application up there, and in the video I'm going to have a link to the Develop Me Dev project, and I'm also going to have a Develop Me Dev app that appears. So each time I do an integration on something new, I'm going to actually show you and also have the video linked on the app itself. So you can actually download the app and then see the links in it. If you don't want to watch the YouTube video, you can just watch the YouTube video through the tutorial app. That's basically what I want to create here. So as you can see, all this mock store and everything, I'm going to remove them next time when we have a video. I don't want to make this video too long. 30 minutes is like the max I want to do it. I just wanted to explain the difference between these things. And why I'm using main thread here, because this is definitely going to fail on this thing. And then the next step of what I'm going to do is I'm also going to show you how to set up the application to build based on GitHub, and build a basically, so like if I go here and say add new app, I'm going to say develop me dev. Okay, that should be a that tutorials. Select type. This will be I'm just going to say production for now. That's an Android application, Xamarin, and add a new app. Cool, I added the new app, and so I'll show you how to use all of these things over here, but what I want to do is I want to actually connect this to something. So I'm going to go to my GitHub, and my GitHub is already connected to this here. If your GitHub isn't connected, you'll have this option, choose a service on Bitbucket, GitLab, or wherever you want to connect to it. And I want to go to find my application, which is Develop Me Dev Tutorials. There's it. Cool. It's there. Right, and I got a master version of it here. And cool. Configure the build, and I want to say this is a release version, and cproj, project cproj. Cool. Yep, that's fine. I want to build. I want to say build Android app bundle. Builds an Android additional app bundle. Yes, because I also want to put it into like Hawaii Store, Play Store, and all of that there. You can also do iOS on this stuff. Incremental version, so this will give me an ID of the number of the build. So build ID or timestamp. I think I'll go with build ID. So it'll go in incremental, like 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever the case may be. I don't need any sign-in variables. Get blah 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 blah. I don't want to distribute anything right now. Only signed builds can be distributed, right? And say save. Cool, that saved it. And master should, that's the latest one over there. So I can say build now, and let's see what happens. So this will be building my application for me, instead of like signing it on. And if I really wanted to sign on this application, I could just go, okay, cool, I'm signing this application, and just go here and say archive. That's how you sign the application. So you go archive, right? And obviously sometimes this fails a lot, but I'll discuss this a lot more in depth with you guys. So I'm gonna go archive. So there should be something that's missing in the step over here. Develop me dev. So company name. Let's just change this company name to develop me dev. Dev. Cool. And I want to have all of these. Okay. See, you'll notice that the manifest also appears over here. This is also a manifest. The manifest stuff. Fast building. I don't really want to use fast deploy, but anyway, it's cool. APK, Doug, deployer, okay, cool. Linking, none. Package signing. Okay, you don't want to do package signing there. Save all. Cool. Then go archive and fast deployment is enabled for this thing. Select the build conversation, debug only. Okay, cool. So what you want to do here is you don't want to do a debug, you want to do a release on this here, and then you can sign on this thing here. And this is like in Visual Studio you can build this, and it will basically build your application for you and sign it up for you. And I'll show you how to do that. I'm going to add my own sign-in certificate to it. So as you can see that in App Center, it's currently running now. And this will currently build and build and build and build and build and build. And I can just go to Overview. And Overview should have brought me, let's just go here. Let's go here. So I got development dev there. Cool. Let's go to build. Because it hasn't built anything, so I can't, in Overview it's going to give me the set here. So I haven't built anything. So as you can see, it's building. It's taking 2 minutes to build. So it'll, if you want to really go see what's going on there, it's adding the references of all the Android X and all of these stuff to build. And we can also set up all tests, and then I can go to distribute once it's finished build. And I can say, okay, I want to distribute this to a store, and then I can connect it to a store, and I can send it out. Okay, back to Visual Studio. That signing process failed because the version code was cannot create archive file with a copy of MDS failed. Can I copy the local path? Okay, we'll fix this soon. Let's just do a Android manifest. Cool. Let's just make this version 2.1. For install, 5 is fine. Let's just make this 10 because I don't think it really supports that for now. But I'll show you how to get to that higher state eventually. And I'm going to go archive again. This seems like it builds. But I wonder if me changing the version will repackage it again, which would be fine. But then you go to distribute. So if I really wanted to distribute this one, I'd just go to distribute here. But let's just finish this one. So let's just use the one that's already built and go to distribute. So I don't want to send you to the Play Store. So I got my develop me dev sign-in package there. Save as. And then I want to save it maybe onto my development dev application. So I'm just going to go on to development dev. Let's see. Dev task. REST API services, GT cryptos. Covered Android services, background services, delete. I'm going to show you guys this one, delete event logs. It's kind of cool. Yeah, so I'm gonna create a new folder here. I'm gonna call it oh, it's already on development dev projects. Okay, cool. Just gonna save it right here. just save it on that there. Save it on a new folder. So I've got my password that I have to enter in here. I'm entering my password, sign it, good, cool, and open distribution, and here we go here, which I can now install as an APK file into, which is already signed, and I can install that into my stuff. And I'm gonna commit this stuff here as well. Actually, I shouldn't commit it, but it's fine. I can commit it because you guys are just gonna use this as a reference. So I'm gonna what I'm gonna also do is I'm gonna make this read only. So this code bearing for myself, I'm gonna make settings here so that you can get it, but you're not gonna be able to do anything with it. So template repository, cool, generate new repositories from the same directory and structure files. Yes, nope, remove that. I want you to get it, branches, manage access. This repository can be visible to anyone. Yes, I want anyone, even if I didn't collaborators. Yes, I don't want any collaborators to interfere with that work. Security. Yep, so everything is set up here. Security policy. Cool. So you guys can't really change anything here without me checking it out. So that's up there. Let's go back over here to our build. As you can see, it built. And once it's built, all you gotta do is just go overview or distribute. I think it is groups into whoever group it is going to. So it's built, and I just gotta go there and say download, and I can download the bundle, I can download the build, whatever the case may be. But obviously that's how, see how that built took 3 minutes to build. That's a manual build because it's set up directly every time I commit to my store. So let's just commit again, and you'll notice that it'll build again. Updated signing package. Alright, cool. And then I'm just gonna close this here, this here, this here, this here, and I will provide the links in the video for you guys to check out. And yeah, that's phase 1, and there will be a ton of more complicated stuff that I want to do with you guys, but I just wanted to start with the basics first. So getting the permissions first, and then I want to show you how to open images, and then I delete images on screen, and I management of images, and taking out pictures of images like a WhatsApp chat or something like that there. Cool. Let's do a push, and that's done. Well, guys, thanks for watching my video of part 1, and we'll see you next one. Don't forget to like and subscribe so I can get the production out for you guys as soon as possible. As you can see, it already started building as soon as I said updating signing package. So it already, when I committed, it already started building my new package, which is now can be distributed to the store because it already has the signing within it. That's cool because I can also download the signing if I wanted into here and show, but I'll show you that, guys, next time. But anyway, thanks, guys, and cheers. We'll see you guys in the next Develop Me Dev tutorial, and the solution will be up soon, and should be up in the description with the links and stuff. So thanks, guys, and we'll see each other the next time for the new tutorial.